Hi guys, how you doing? I'm Matthew Jordan Smith. You may have seen my work in Brides Magazine, ads for Olay, Elle Magazine, Essence Magazine, the list goes on and on. But what you need to know is that I love photography. And I'm here today to talk to you about photography and some of my secrets on how we bring it together and make it happen. It doesn't matter whether I'm shooting Oprah Winfrey or Alison Stoner or Angela Bassett or Mandy Moore, or the list goes on and on. I love photography, and I hope you guys do too. Come with me and let's talk about it.
Welcome to the Marc Silber Show, Advancing Your Photography, where we bring you tips from remarkable photographers about how to take photographs you love. Matthew, thanks for inviting us to your home and for joining us on Advancing Your Photography.
Thank you guys for coming, making the drive.
Yeah, you bet. Now, tell me about your approach to photography and the type of work you really love to do.
Oh, wow. Well, I love photography, period, number one. But I definitely have this affinity for, I have this love for making people feel beautiful, not just look beautiful, but feel beautiful. And there's a difference. If I make them feel beautiful, I get another world of images, and that's what I love doing. I started off early in my career, early in photography, loving sports photography. And then I went to art school and I learned about Vogue magazine and Zoom magazine, and it evolved. And I started shooting women, and I've been shooting women ever since. But for me, it's the feeling, and that feeling thread weaves through all my work, be it celebrity portraits or beauty campaigns or portraits of my parents or my personal work. It's all about this feeling that's weaved through all of my work. That's the consistent thread.
Beautiful. What are some good tips for lighting?
If you're outside, be aware of the light. Be aware where the sun is. Is the sun very high? If the sun's very high, you have these shadows under your eyes, under your nose. It's not very flattering. But as that sun comes down, around like 5, 6, 7 o'clock, you get this beautiful light. The light's right in your face. And it takes out all the shadows, all the age out of your face. Make that light as even as possible on your face, on your subject's face as you're shooting. So that old rule of having the sun at your back really works. Same thing in the studio. Having that light imitate the sun, where it's down at this angle where it's coming right at you. I know a lot of people have the light off to the side a lot and casting, shadows, and that's not always flattering. Make that light look like the sun at the end of the day. Follow that law and you'll do well all the time.
Okay, you talked about you make people not just look good, but feel good. Mm-hmm. How do you do that?
Making people feel comfortable in their own skin. It's having a great time on the shoot. If I can have everybody feel good on my set, they'll come back over and over and over again. And that experience is, okay, you see a picture of Oprah or Tyra on a cover. The world sees that shot and they experience that instant of the day. But everybody in the room has the experience of the day. And if it's going well, that experience is a zillion great shots and laughter and fun and stories. And everybody in the room has that experience. My clients, my subject, my crew. So 5 years from now, 10 years from now, when I see them again, they're like, oh, Matthew, remember that day when we were shooting in LA, or we were shooting in New York, or we were shooting in Bora Bora? They remember that experience. That's what keeps them coming back. Not the shot. I mean, that's part of it too, but it's the experience, that fun experience they have on that day. That's what it's all about.
Awesome. Matthew, can you walk us through a step-by-step of how you approach a celebrity shoot?
After research, it goes into figuring out how I want to approach it. How am I going to shoot this? What light will I use? What lens will I use? What assortment of lenses will I use? Have they gained weight? Have they lost weight? Is the skin changing? I'm thinking about how I want to make them look beautiful. So then once I look at their images and see how I've shot them in the past, or see other images if it's the first time I'm shooting them, if it's my first time shooting this person, I'll go through and look at other pictures of them and see what I like and don't like about them. Their angles. Will I shoot them low, shoot them high? A long lens. Can I shoot a wide lens? Very often I can't, but I want them to feel beautiful and look beautiful. And the light's a big part of that as well. And then after that, it's about putting my team together. The right hair person, the right makeup person, because they're part of my team, but they have to also be in sync with making them feel comfortable. Mm-hmm. And the wrong hair person, the wrong makeup person can blow the shoot before they even get to me. I gotta make sure they have the right personalities, so the whole mix is working well. And then when I have the whole team together, we can cook our meal and make the cake.
Matthew, how do you draw out the kind of emotions that you're looking for with your subject?
I want to make them feel comfortable in the way that I want to feel if I'm being photographed. So that means sometimes maybe having a private set, so everybody has to have eyes on them. Mm-hmm. Making them feel that they're involved, especially now when we're all shooting digitally and everything's being seen on a monitor. So everybody's around the monitor and forgetting about the subject. I gotta always stay connected to my subject so they don't feel that disconnect.
What advice would you give for viewers who just want to get better portraits?
Number one, I see this a lot. Don't look at the back of the camera. With digital, everybody takes a picture and looks at the back of the camera. Get away from that. Either look at it one time, make sure you have the image, and then get away from that. Work on getting away from, once you have your light set, and if you're in a studio and you're a studio photographer, once you have your light set, don't worry about that. Worry about pulling out the energy of the person. Work on relating to the subject. And not just shooting them when they're ready and pose. Get a real moment, something that shows who they are. Because when they're posing and this, they feel tense. And you see that tension in the image. If they're themselves, if they're being themselves, you get a real person, a real shot.
Any other technical tips that you'd like to pass along?
If I'm shooting an older woman, for example, and I want to give her softer skin, more flattering skin, I'll shoot at a wide open shutter f-stop, so I can just focus on the eyes and the skin, and goes softer, the ears go softer. It's much more flattering than shooting her at f16 and having everything sharp.
Matthew, how do you put your creative stamp on your work?
The stamp. In the beginning of my career, I thought the stamp was about having a certain light or a certain camera or a certain lens and sticking, or a certain filter. We always had this secret filter, but none of that's important. The stamp is really how you see life and how you put your life into your images. That stamp comes from how you were raised, and you put how you grew up into your images.
Matthew, any final advice for viewers who just want to become better photographers?
Yes. To become a better photographer, first, you've got to be secure in who you are. You've got to know who you are and be secure in putting that out there. Because the secret to being a great photographer is putting your stamp on all your images. And that takes a little soul searching. Once you learn the tricks, once you learn the lighting, it really isn't that hard. With lighting, if you just imitate the sun and everything it does, the sun's one light, but you can shoot front lit, back lit, side lit, all with that one sun. And you get a fill from being on the beach. You're shooting and the sun's behind the subject. So you have the sand working as one big fill card, backlit. You have the sun again on the beach, low at the end of the day, front lit, beautiful. two different situations, that one light. Side lit, again, same thing with the sun on the beach, that sand's filling in and giving you all this beautiful fill. Think about not only filling from a card from the side, but what's surrounding the floor. Is it a dark floor? Is it a high ceiling, a white ceiling, dark ceiling? Think about your elements around, not just what we all think about, but all the other elements you don't think about. That's the secret.
Matthew, thanks for joining us and for giving us an inside look into your world of photography.
Thank you. I love it. There's nothing like being a photographer. It's amazing you can get up every day and make a living doing what you love, and I love photography. There's no better feeling.
Thanks again.
Pleasure.
Be sure to subscribe to our blog now to stay updated on my show, and we'll give you tips and insight to keep advancing your photography. Also, check out our guests' website for a closer look at their work. Tune in to our next episode of Advancing Your Photography for an inside look at another photographer's world. Until then, this is Marc Silber reminding you to get out and capture your own images of life.